unrelenting, completely unrelenting state of dreams. Now, I don't want dreams that much, to be honest with you. They're work. In other words, when you wake up, if you have a great remembrance of a dream, a lot of times it's not like you were asleep. It's like you were working when you were asleep. And it's been a while since I've had a dream interpreter on, so we're going to have actually a pair of them on. Hey, Dr. Katya. Sounds Russian, huh? Katya. We'll find out. And her associate, whose name is Lori, I think. Was it really? Let's see. Yeah, Lori. So, Dr. Katya and Lori will be here, interpreting some dreams for us, talking a little bit about dreams in the first place. They really are weird. But that's why I guess we need interpreters for them, huh? Now, the Japanese company has promised to pay damages for the victims of the country's worst nuclear accident, which exposed dozens of people to radiation and forced hundreds of thousands of others to stay inside. Well, that's going to be quite a bit of damage. The House narrowly passed a $4.6 billion fiscal year 2004 aid bill today, but the White House is threatening to veto it because we're not giving enough away. The measure was approved 214 to 211, all but ensuring that a veto would indeed be sustained. So, I guess we're not giving enough away. That's the bottom line. I'm sure you've heard about the London commuter trains that collided Tuesday during rush hour. 26 dead thus far we know of, injuring 160. It was the worst train accident in more than a decade now. Well, I'm hearing from a whole variety of people that the new ZZ Top album, or CD, is out, and that Onyx is the voice of my announcer, giving the east and west of the Rockies lines out in the middle of a brand new ZZ Top song. Now, a lot of you have an advantage on me yet because I don't have it yet. I would like to have it, but I don't have it yet. I haven't even heard it yet, but I'm getting a lot of email from people who tell me that it is out. So, it should be cool to have a copy of that one. I think the album is named XXX or something like that. And I'm not sure of the tune that has the voice of Ross Mitchell in it. So in a way, the program and Ross Mitchell are both immortalized by one of America's greatest rock groups. Pretty cool, huh? I thought so. Let's see. I've just got a whole bunch of things I want to cover. We're going to be in open lines during this half hour. By the way, the man who predicted this last big earthquake, the Mexican earthquake, John Nordberg, is now predicting another earthquake, the next dangerous period, he says. Always listen to people when they have hits. Will be between 10.6 and 10.12. The Earth's acceleration will change dramatically, he says. And this jerk has a very high possibility of setting off major earthquakes. So, all people in all earthquake-prone areas, says John, should be aware of this. Well, that's all right, John. I know you have not yet begun to receive other indications of your success in the press, but I'll make note of it. And if you hit this one, then I think others will begin. You know, I'm sure most of the media in the country says to themselves, one, yeah, we'll give you one by chance. Now, if you hit two, I would say more and more of the press would begin to pay attention. If you hit three, then, well, then you get bugged by the press. And if you hit four, people are going to begin to think that you have a real gift. So we'll see, John Rosberg. But anyway, between 10.6 and 10.12, be another major opportunity for an earthquake. We will see what happens. I've got some information, as you can see and hear. I was seeing the press. The Y2K thing is going berserk once again. And there's getting to be a lot of press. CNN is covering it. Oh, speaking of CNN, I've got to tell you about something in a moment.
Streamlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price. Just 15 cents a day when you sign up for 1 year. The package includes podcasting, which offers the convenience of having shows downloaded automatically to your computer or MP3 player, and the iPhone app with live and on-demand programs. You'll also get our amazing download library of 3 full years of shows. Just think, as a new subscriber, over 1,000 shows will be available for you to select, enjoy, and listen to at your leisure. Plus, you'll get streamed and on-demand broadcasts of Art Bell's Somewhere in Time shows and 2 weekly classics. And as a member, you'll have access to our monthly live chat sessions with George Norrie and special guests. If you're a fan of Coast, you won't want to be without Coast Insider. Visit coasttocoastam.com to sign up today. Weird stories on the radio? Must be Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
You know, when I started doing this radio program, Jesse, half of the subjects I was really into. Paranormal, usual, ghosts, and things like that.
Yeah.
The conspiracy stories, you know, I was a little weary about these, other than the Kennedy assassination. And all of a sudden, I woke up. I simply woke up. Is that what happened with you too?
Yeah, that's when I really started to say, what is going on here? And I started to truly then investigate 9/11. And today, I don't believe the government story of 9/11. Here's the 3 options. Either we knew about it and allowed it to happen, or we knew about it and participated in it, or these were the dumbest buffoons that could have ever been in charge of our country, who could have all this pre-information. And I started to think they knew what was going to happen. They either are part of it or they allowed it to. There's no doubt in my mind.
Now we take you back to the night of October 5th, 1999, on Art Bell, Somewhere in Time.
Well, listen to this. Y2K. This is NBC News, October 5. The U.S. will be watching from afar as New Year's Eve revelers party in Australia, New Zealand, and Guam. U.S. officials are going to have their eyes on 2 Pacific nations in the U.S. territory December 31st for an early read on Y2K problems that may play out at home. So we're going to be watching down under Australia and New Zealand and Guam as all of this races toward us. It reads, senior U.S. officials tell NBC News that Washington has made arrangements with the government of Australia and New Zealand and has wired U.S. military facilities on Guam to have them provide early reads on how Y2K is going. Because of time differences, obviously they will experience all of this first. And we have people in place ready to decide what kind of thing we're facing. How serious it might be. I have not made up my mind about how serious it's going to be. But I'll tell you what I have done. I have ensured that I will be here. CNN called earlier today, and very nice people at CNN, and they offered to come out on the 31st and broadcast the show, or film broadcasting of the show, and so forth, and it would be on CNN and CNN headline and all the rest of it, and I said no. I'm turning down all media. All media. Newspapers, television, all of them. I am not doing interviews. And will not do interviews anymore. I have done enough interviews. be here. What I am going to do is I'm going to be here 2 hours early on New Year's Eve, which I will spend here on the air. We'll come on at 8 o'clock Pacific time. That means that ensures we're on in just about every time zone we cover at the magical hour. And by then, of course, we'll have quite a few reports from around the world, New Zealand, Australia, Guam, and so forth. And we'll have some idea of what's going to occur. I know that a lot of you think that I think something really serious is going to happen. But it might surprise you to know, or maybe it shouldn't if you can listen, that I'm absolutely unsure of what's going to happen. I have listened with care to Gary North and many others. And by the way, we'll try and get another call or two on the air between now and the event. But I still have not made up my mind. Have you? Have you made up your mind yet what you think Y2K is going to be? A big happening or a big yawn? Not so many people apparently are going to be in Times Square as originally they thought. The Gulf Stream ocean current, according to Reuters, Dateline Copenhagen, the Gulf Stream ocean current has changed course in the North Atlantic. Now, that sentence alone puts a big chill down my spine, and I know that of Whitley Strieber. I haven't talked to Whitley about this, but we wrote a book called The Coming Superstorm, as you probably know. It's not out yet. You can't get it from it. It'll be out, I think, maybe in December, something like that. I'll find out for you. A couple of months from now at least, or better. But reading that line is enough to send a chill right down your spine. The Gulf Stream ocean current has changed course in the North Atlantic. But this shift, says Reuters, did not necessarily herald a new ice age. Stronger westerly winds over the North Atlantic in recent years provided the main factor in an eastward shift in the flow of that current. The change in the course of the current, which now runs closer to Norway, had not altered the volume of warm water carried into the North Atlantic by the Gulf Stream. No signs yet that the climate in northern Europe was becoming colder because of a weaker Gulf Stream. You have to laugh at these things because to not do so if you took them totally seriously. All I can say is when you read our book, reflecting on what I just told you, you're going to definitely freak out. Again, from Reuters, a rich source of goodies tonight. The legendary lost continent of Atlantis, which was thought to be buried in a torrent of water, may sit actually at 12,000 feet above sea level in Bolivia. This is all according to a British explorer. Quote, it's time to officially declare Bolivia and the world that Bolivia is where the legendary city most probably existed out of any other possible site in the world, according to Jim Allen, again a British explorer. Allen, the former Royal Air Force photographic interpreter and author of Atlantis, the Andes Solution, has devoted the last 20 years of his life proving that theory. He believes the town of Tilapis, about 1,000 people, 187 miles south of the capital of La Paz, was the actual center of the continent. The town is in a volcanic area, and its buildings are constructed with red and black rock in line with the description of Atlantis penned by the Greek philosopher Plato in the 4th century BC. So wouldn't that be something? If Atlantis didn't sink, but rose. Either way, when you think about it, it would be just as elusive, wouldn't it? We'll try and locate it beneath the ocean. But what if this explorer is correct. And it's, 14,000 feet up in the Andes. I got this fax to me by a man who obviously saw something kind of like I saw Randy. Randy says, Mr. Bell, I saw a black delta-type object around 8 p.m. October 4th flying southwest over the Denver metro area. The object made no sound. No sound at all. That sounds very much like what I saw. It was as black as the sky and was flying at what appeared to be a slow rate of speed. The determination would be altitude dependent as well. In a heavy air traffic area, since we're about 30 minutes from DIA, all planes flying within this area have their approach lights on, like the military aircraft. A very, very, very quiet one. It would have been impossible for me to find this in the sky without it happening by chance. You see, I was trying to show my 2-year-old the stars, and we were listening to the crickets lying on our backs in the grass, and this thing flew right over us. So you see, in the night sky, folks, as Randy found out, and as I found out, if something black, dark black, flies over you, part of a well-moonlit night, short of your intensely concentrating on the star field so that you can see the outline of something that actually blanks out the star field, you really would have no way of knowing, would you, that something was flying over you. You wouldn't hear it. You certainly wouldn't see it unless you actually were paying strict attention. And so in most ways we can imagine, without sound, this really would be a stealth aircraft. Stealth through radar as well. Now, are we developing something like this? I bet we are. Wouldn't you? I mean, at present, wouldn't you bet that we are developing something that virtually cannot be seen? It makes sense to me. The next generation from the so-called stealth aircraft we have now would be what? The invisible, really stealth aircraft. Are we working on it? Well, we are. We should be. So I would imagine there's at least 50% probability, maybe better, that these aircraft that we're all seeing aren't in fact as real as a heart attack. Yeah, they are our own government's product. The only question is what it is they're doing. I've really grown to like this song. Here comes bumper music, and I don't know why, but I really, really like this. So it begins. Must have been gone when this was out. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring a replay of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999.
You know, I thought it would be interesting, moving towards the end of this 1,000 years, to play some music that would call up some memories for you, and that's what we're doing. Actually, I'm doing it because I'm having fun doing it too. I have literally now have a stash of hundreds of memory makers, and we're going to kind of roll through those between now and the beginning of the next 1,000 years. What do you think music will be like in 1,000 years? We can't even imagine the next generation, much less the next 1,000 years. A lot is going to happen, indeed, between now and the turn of the century. More.
Weird stories on the radio must be Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
You know, when I started doing this radio program, half of the subjects I was really into, paranormal, usual, ghosts, things like that. Yeah. The conspiracy stories, you know, I was a little weary about this, other than the Kennedy assassination. And all of a sudden, I woke up. I simply woke up. Is that what happened with you too?
Yeah, that's when I really started to say, what is going on here? And I started to truly then investigate 9/11. And today, I don't believe the government story of 9/11. Here's the three options. Either we knew about it and allowed it to happen, or we knew about it and participated in it, or these were the best fools that could have ever been in charge of our country. We could have all this pre-information, and I started to think they knew what was going to happen, but either a part of it or they allowed it to. There's no doubt in my mind.
Greenlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price. Just 15 cents a day when you sign up for 1 year. The package includes podcasting, which offers the convenience of having shows downloaded automatically to your computer or MP3 player, and the iPhone app with live and on-demand programs. You'll also get our amazing download library of free full years of shows. Just think, as a new subscriber, over 1,000 shows will be available for you to collect, enjoy, and listen to at your leisure. Plus, you'll get streamed and on-demand broadcasts of Art Bell, Somewhere in Time show, and 2 weekly classics. And as a member, you'll have access to our monthly live chat sessions with George Norrie and special guests. If you're a fan of shows, you won't want to be without Coast Insider. Visit coasttocoastam.com to sign up today. Looking for the truth? You'll find it on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
When you look at what's going on around this planet, it's almost as if someone has got a playbook to try to control all these countries. I've always said that not everything is a conspiracy, but a lot of it is.
You know, when you start looking into things, there's only certain set of conclusions you can reach, and unfortunately, it's one of them. It's very, very hard not to see things like that when you start looking at things in a larger picture.
Now we take you back to the night of October 5th, 1999, on Art Bell, Somewhere in Time.
All right, am I happy, somebody asked, with the NFL's instant replay? Answer, yes. Absolutely, yes. Thank God they did as I hoped they would have brought back instant replay. I fair, with very little, relatively very little trouble. And it has corrected some otherwise game-altering bad decisions of what otherwise are very good umpires. They're good umpires, but you know, it's hard to beat the camera. It's really hard to beat the camera. And so I think the answer from me would be that instant replay absolutely is working. If you're a football fan, you might want to offer up your opinion, but I'd say it's working. All right, to the line, open lines. Let's go Rockies are on the air. Calio.
Go?
Yep.
All right, I'm kind of like good like a long time.
All right.
I know that you are a great defender of the Second Amendment.
Yes, I am.
You understand
go with them, and that's all. But
Do you have home waiting or something, sir? I'm hearing a blip on here.
no, I sure don't.
What kind of phone are you using?
The kind that you hate.
It's a cellular phone.
Digital.
A digital cellular phone? Okay, well, that answers all that.
Well, let me finish this real quick, so I won't annoy you. You know, when I belonged to the NRA, they, in their magazines, would have instances, newspaper reports that, show the homeowner did this, or woman defended herself, etc. And I thought maybe if you got one of those instances and you just read it or reported it, after it was confirmed in the newspapers or somewhere from your listeners, that would help even out, the alternative liberal media always pointing out the bad news and never the good news.
All right, well, clearly I'd be happy to do that. I'd be more than happy to do that. And whenever I get stories of anybody who has successfully, and there are many, 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 many. It's just that the passions, the kids who kill other kids, people going to schools with guns and getting wild and shoot officers and day trading, all that stuff. All of that is what garners the headlines. To be immediately followed by the latest anti-gun effort. I don't know, if I had to make a call, I am afraid I would say that I think that the days of gun ownership in America are over. Now, everybody's going to fight as hard as they can. But I think the days are numbered. They're going to manage to get so many restrictions of the Second Amendment. I don't think they can get rid of it entirely. That would be a political possibility. The American people would not go for that. But they can tie it up so far that gun ownership damn near becomes impossible. And I think that's what their goal is. They are pursuing gun manufacturers with regard to liability when somebody is shot. That ought to do that will put a lot of them out of business. But guns are always going to be available if they are essentially legal. They're just going to make it tighter, harder, and harder and harder for a legitimate citizen to own a gun. It's crazy. By the way, the phone system here, we are experiencing, you may hear it on our lines. I've been raising hell with my phone company locally. It's kind of a little crackly sound that goes on with somebody's voice. Of course, the Nevada Bell sent somebody out here and he said, sounds good to me. We know how it is. And left. It's a pretty subtle problem that they're going to have to pay attention to. So Nevada Bell, I hope you're listening, because we really do have a problem. From a crackly sound on many of our lines. Not all, just some. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Art, how you doing?
All right.
First time calling. Listen to your show all the time. I'm a truck driver.
Yes, sir.
Got a couple questions for you. I heard in the news today. Have you heard about the government trying to get rid of, or wanting to get rid of the IRS?
Was that IRS?
Yes.
No, I've not heard of the federal government wanting to get rid of the IRS.
Oh, well, I heard about that today.
The IRS is a funding arm that allows our federal government to continue to grow.
Yes, I understand that. Well, what they were trying, what I heard was they were wanting to do a set tax, state tax that the state was collecting instead of tax returns.
Well, I'm not exactly following you. You mean the state would collect it instead of the federal government?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, is it your impression they would take less?
Well, they were decided on 15 to 20% in that area.
All right, well, thank you. Yes, I've heard of many schemes, of course, to have a flat tax. There are many candidates running on that platform to have a flat tax. But I don't think it's politically viable. Why not? Well, answer because it would remove the power of the people who we elect. That's where their power lies, in the tax code. In other words, the power of the federal government is how they apply the tax code. Who gets the breaks? Who gets the encouragements? That is their power, their main power, and of course, main source of income. But I've not heard of the government itself considering abolishing the IRS to favor some system that would be at the state level. Sounds like shooting yourself in the foot. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hi.
All right.
Yes. Turn your radio off.
It's wrong.
There you are.
Why do this?
Yes.
Why can't they just, in a worst case scenario, turn computers backwards?
Well, they can with regard to personal computers. But how do you turn back an embedded chip?
Okay, black triangle.
Black triangles, yes?
Did you see any detail under the craft or on the craft at all?
Only, this is the only way that I can describe it to you. What I saw was close enough with even backlighting the moon that you could detect the solid black surface. In other words, you could see the substance of the surface itself. Do you follow me?
Like a texture.
In other words, it wasn't just a black thing blotting out stars.
Right.
There was a substance, a texture, if you want to call it that. There really was no texture in the sense that it was smooth, but I was aware that I was looking at a surface, not just seeing a black spot in the sky. Follow me?
Well, no panel lines or
No.
anything that would.
No.
So, what the movement of it would be the main thing that suggests that it may be something alien or
About 30 miles an hour, I would guess. Completely silent.
moving like a blimp, except not like a blimp. Very like one who's on rails.
A blimp could move that way, I would presume, but a blimp has to be television, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw something similar, but it wasn't at nighttime. It was at dusk, and this thing looked like it had tiles at the bottom of it.
No, mine.
I mean, it looked like a big electromagnet. But it was not attached to anything.
Well, what do you mean it looked like a big
Like a big piece of iron.
with the wrappings around it? To be an electromagnet?
No. Just as if it was made of cast iron, or it had like
Well,
foil.
an electromagnet, sir, is you take as you well know, you take a rod or a piece of steel and you wrap it with wire and pass current and voltage through that wire, and you then get an electromagnet.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the sense of once you get a junkyard, a big iron thing hanging, only this thing was not suspended from you. In other words, if you, boilerplate construction like the Titanic hull type, in other words, this thing would not seem to me to be extraterrestrial in any way, except for the fact that it was moving.
Well,
You say about 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what it was doing.
And
Now,
absolutely nothing was spinning or anything.
no, sir, there was not some great god in the sky with fingers dangling this thing down above the none of that. It was either floating or it was defying gravity. And I would choose the latter place to make sure it was supported some sort of triangular limb. There have been rumblings about that. But look, I'll tell you again right now, as far as I am concerned, what I saw probably, or at least a good 50-50 chance, I can't say it's extraterrestrial, what I can say is that I think we are working on craft like this. And you should think that too. It's the most logical explanation for the next advancement in stealth technology. You want to be stealth in every way you can, not just radar, but to the eye as well, and the ear. What does stealth mean? It means that none of your senses detect the object is above you. That's stealth. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi. No, you're not. International line, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Art. It's Sammy calling from Kansas Capilano.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you with that bunch of music for that Canadian commercial.
Up here, it's used for a commercial for a Canadian women's health forum commercial. I hope.
Oh, wait a minute. A woman's what?
Health forum commercial. That's used
Oh, a health forum. Okay. So in other words, when I'm reading one thing, they're hearing about a woman's health forum.
Exactly.
See, there you go.
What I hope you will do at some point is maybe if you put something like Georgia Marauders or something. You know what I mean. Well, what I call for is 2 points from Y2K.
Yes.
2 days while you Americans at 2 o'clock in the afternoon were listening to what the Fed would do about the interest rate, and CNN was covering the governor of Minnesota's press conference. We in Canada up here in our equivalent of MSNBC, CBC News World, press conference on the NAST Special Commission on Y2K.
Oh, and what did they say?
2 points of interest as far as I'm concerned, and I think the second one's the most interesting. But the first one, both the United States delegates and the Canadian delegates emphasized the importance that all small businesses are identified what they call a problem area, which is somewhat in line with what a Canadian Y2K expert says. He was 6 months ago in this country. He said that if you're in a small business and if you're not looking for a job, or year 2000, maybe your small enterprise that you work for, employer might go out of business, you're not being Y2K prepared. That's point number one.
Well, if it's that bad, that people should be out looking for a job if they work for a small company, and they really have no way of knowing if they're Y2K compliant or not.
Exactly.
Then if it's that bad, then it's going to be awful.
Well, that's true. That's what the Americans can do.
Yeah, but you see, my country's economy and yours is largely made up of small companies, not big.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, and the second point?
Point number 2, which I think is the most important. Both the Canadian and the American, as well as the Mexican, the Americans said, the Mexican spokeswoman, she said that Y2K doesn't obey the international boundaries, of course, we understand. But the Canadian and American documents, spokespeople, both stated that we are going to be carefully watching on an international basis the euphemism they call hoarding. Now, given your past commercial for your food preparation, I would suggest it's not the 11th hour, but it's 11:55, because it's not an issue yet. But when it gets to be about December, this so-called hoarding, negative euphemism, will become a bigger and bigger issue. So you can bet that if the American government is going to change American law,
Yeah, well, you're right, sir. You're right. Look, preparation is the word we use now.
well, they use
If
the word
the
hoarding.
emergency is really awful, then they're going to translate that word immediately to hoarding.
That's right.
Those who have prepared are going to be those who are now hoarding. There's no question about it, sure. Then what are they going to do about those who have hoarded? Or those who have prepared? Well, they're probably going to want to have a talk with those who have prepared and ensure they share. Or else, right? This is always the bottom line question when we talk about Y2K. The real bottom line. In other words, you prepared to give away the food you have or fight. That really is what it comes down to. All right, we're going to talk at the top of the hour a little bit about dreams. A couple of dream interpreters. I've been having some wild ones lately. Really wild. There's very prolific dreams. Too damn many dreams. It's like I've been working or something.
You're listening to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring a replay of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999.
Only one to be free. We have a flow.
1999.
I think this is an appropriate startup hunk of music. I'm playing a lot of oldies as we head toward the next 1,000 years. This was just part of what we had music-wise for this 1,000 years. The better part, I would argue. I wonder what it's going to be like in the next 1,000 years. How will music morph? I've been considering that tonight. In other words, consider how it's morphed since the days of that music. Or just say in the 60s to present. So if you add, I don't know, another 500 years halfway through the next millennium to the changes in music we might not even recognize. Well, in this hour, we're going to begin talking about dreams. And so I have two dream interpreters, Dr. Tanya Romanoff, a PhD, and Lori Lowenberg. I hope that's right. It could be Lowenberg. I'll say Lowenberg so I find out better. Who is a certified dream interpreter as well as a professional artist. It would be interesting how one becomes a certified dream interpreter. Less. They have a website, the Dream Zone. And of course, you can get to that site with a link up there right now. Hopefully you www.thedreamzone.com. And we're going to talk some about dreams. Maybe interpret a few. And I suppose if we get some that are somewhat generic, the kind of dream that everybody has, then we can hit the one that you may have had that I've just been dreaming a lot lately. I don't know if they had a chance to hear my first hour, but I've been in a real dream fest lately. And when I say fest, I mean fest. It's been more like an infestation, I would say. Not that they've been bad dreams, but I object, under most circumstances, to dreams. Not all, but most. Because it's kind of like somebody once said, sleep is like a little slice of death. Well, I prefer it that way. In other words, I want to wake up rested. If I wake up having chased something or somebody or been chased around in a dream or something like that, unless it was a particularly pleasurable dream, then I feel like I've worked. I have worked. And I would prefer the little slice of death, personally, to that. That'll probably be an interesting question, and one that I'll ask right away of our two interpreters, which will be up next.
Streamlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price. Just 15 cents a day when you sign up for 1 year. The package includes podcasting, which offers the convenience of having shows downloaded automatically to your computer or MP3 player, and the iPhone app with live and on-demand programs. You'll also get our amazing download library of 3 full years of shows. Just think, as a new subscriber, over 1,000 shows will be available for you to select, enjoy, and listen to at your leisure. Plus, you'll get streamed and on-demand broadcasts of Art Bell, Summer in Time shows, and 2 weekly classics. And as a member, you'll have access to our monthly live chat sessions with George Norrie and special guests. If you're a fan of Coast, you won't want to be without Coast Insider. Visit coasttocoastam.com to sign up today. Looking for the truth? You'll find it on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
When you look at what's going on around this planet, it's almost as if someone has got a playbook to try to control all these countries all of a sudden. I've always said that not everything is a conspiracy, but a lot of it is.
You know, when you start looking into things, there's only certain set of conclusions you can reach, and unfortunately, this is one of them. You know, it's very, very hard not to see things like that when you start looking at things in a larger picture.
Now we take you back to the night of October 5th, 1999. On Art Bell, Somewhere in Time.
let's see if we can connect with our dream interpreters. First, Dr. Katya Romanoff. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you.
You have a doctorate in parapsychology,
Yes.
metaphysics, and world religion.
Yes, religion, believe it or not, ties in with what we're dreaming because the symbols are universal. So,
Okay. And world religion. What's that? There is no world religion.
world religion,
Oh, okay.
all the religions of the world and how they tie together, the different symbols that we believe in are the same things like the cross, the cosmic circle, the yin-yang symbol that you see on surfer shops. They all appear in our dreams one way or the other, and they also are the symbols of our world belief.
All right. We have with us Lori Quinn. Is it Lowenberg, Lori?
Yes, it's Lowenberg, like the deer,
Yes.
but with a bird instead of brow.
Okay. Lowenberg. And you are a certified dream interpreter, right?
Yes, sir.
And the two of you work together?
We do, and we also write a column, a dream interpretation column.
Oh, you do?
Yes. It's sort of like a Dear Abby column. Folks write in, tell us their dream or their nightmare, and we tell them what it means. Every dream has a message. And I illustrate the most interesting dream in the column.
Now wait a minute. Now, every dream has a message.
Believe it or not.
How would you prove that?
How would you prove that?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her a question. How would you prove that? You made a definitive blanket statement. You said every dream has a message. How do you prove that's true?
Well, there's an interface going on in the dreaming mind between the unconscious and the conscious mind. So the unconscious is sending the waking mind. In other words, your deep, the dark part of you that can't be seen and can't be accessed when you're awake, is communicating with the waking mind. So there's an interface going on there. So they are messages, so to speak. And many of these messages are easy to figure out. They're rather obvious. But others, you need a little help interpreting what the heck that means, what it's trying to say to you. And after the interpretation is done, the dreamer will go, oh, of course. And that's kind of proof enough for us.
Really? I have my view, which you may have heard at the top of the hour we had the word before last hour, is that dreams, more times than not, annoy me. In other words, when I go to sleep, I like the old little slice of death, and then waking up refreshed, all set to go for the day. But many times when I have a dream, I wake up and it's been a wild dream, and I feel like I'm working. Therefore, I feel like I'm tired. I just went through something instead of getting a good night's rest, because my dreams are very vivid, and I'm a part of them. And if I'm being chased by the mafia, there is a dream, then I'm being chased by the mafia. It's not a good dream. It's not what anybody would choose in real life, and it sure as hell is not such a cool dream. So, not all dreams are necessarily welcome, I guess is the right word.
Exactly, and especially a disturbing dream like that. It's showing me that there's something in your life you're avoiding, some issue you don't want to face, so that it has to chase you in your sleeping time, in your dream time. It has to chase you to get your attention. So pay attention to me. There are forces out there that are causing you anxiety that you're avoiding looking at in your waking life. So it comes out when you're asleep. Anything we repress during the day is going to come out to get our attention.
Well,
That may be why you don't feel rested when you wake up, because you're grappling with certain issues or situations while you're sleeping that you're avoiding while you're awake.
Probably sound advice. I've got a lot of that kind of stuff going on. And then there's something else you should know about me, as we discussed my dreams, and that is I have 2 sleep periods per day, not 1. In other words, after the show at about 3 a.m. Pacific time, I get off the air, adrenaline's, pumping along for a while, and I don't manage to get to sleep generally until at least 5 5 a.m. And I sleep until about maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. Then in the afternoon, I sleep at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon for another couple of hours. So I have 2 sleep patterns every single day because of the program I do all night here.
That's very unique. That's like a soldier's sleep pattern. And that is going to create variance in your REM sleep pattern. Because every night, every 24-hour period, in your case, we spend about 2 hours dreaming. So even if you feel that dreaming is exhausting to you, that you would like a night where you don't dream,
Yeah.
but you're going to dream every night, no matter whether you remember your dreams or not. You're spending 2 hours a night in the dream state, some
Well,
people longer.
Yeah, frankly, a lot of them are just a pain in the butt.
Right?
Now, there's another category of dream that is not, of course, and they're quite all right too. But is there a way, I would ask you, one of you, I realize it's going opposite the reason that you're on the show tonight, but if a person didn't want to dream, is there a way to put yourself in such a state that you're not likely to dream? And if so, what is it?
That would probably, the only way to achieve that would be to wake yourself up before you reach the REM state. But that is extremely dangerous and unhealthy because that will cause you to hallucinate during the day, have horrible mood swings, and just be an all-around cranky, insane person.
So you're trying to avoid a certain kind of dream. Even during the dream state, you don't want to face something. It's going to come before you even more so. Don't want to put yourself through this unnecessary anguish and pain. Just turn and face your fear and it will go away.
Yeah, that's the solution. Pay attention to these horrible dreams. Work out what it's pointing out to you, the problem in your life, and then you'll get good dreams.
All right. Here's another one for you. And this is, I'll give you a specific dream, and I warn you, I have given this to other dream interpreters in the past because it was so dramatic. In my dream, I was having a hard time hearing. My hearing suffered for some reason, and I had to go to the doctor. Or, in fact, actually, if I recall in my dream, I wanted to go to the doctor. In other words, I knew I was having hearing problems. So, in my dream, I went to the doctor. The doctor had me lay my head on the table and took a pair of scissors and began screwing the scissors into one of my ears. And he would, I'm not kidding, he would twist the scissors a few twists and say, "Is that better?" And I'd say, "Why, as a matter of fact, it is." And it was. In other words, I was hearing better. Take a few more twists on the scissors into my ear. Is that better? Yes, it is. And that's how I remember getting my hearing repaired in my dream. Now, in real life, my hearing probably is impaired a little bit because I've had headphones on for all of my adult life.
Wow.
So what do you guys do with that one? The old scissors in the ear dream.
Well, the first thing when you get a dream like that is to look at it literally. Is it pointing to an actual hearing problem? And in your case, it very well may have been. It's telling you to go to the doctor.
Many dream scholars do theorize that, and Carl Jung himself believes that the dreaming state was to point out areas in our physical health that need work. Cancer patients, heart disease, many studies have been done showing that you'll dream that you're being shot in the leg repeatedly, and then the person goes to the hospital or goes to the specialist and finds out they have cancer in the leg. So the first thing to do is to check the literal interpretation. And of course, I'm seeing the symbolic interpretation here, which is what, who, or what are you not listening to? There's something you're not hearing in your life.
Probably the same stuff that had the mafia chasing you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And the scissors
Yeah.
is an interesting tool, just pointed out in your dream, which are
in my dream,
losses of that attitude.
yeah, but in my dream it was not a cut, it was a ream.
Yes.
In other words, the doctor was reaming it out.
Yeah. Using a cutting tool, the scissors, so they're still symbolic, archetypally, of things that need to be cut out of your life, but that using it to bore a hole. You see, you were not feeling, it wasn't unpleasant, right? You were like, yeah, this is helping. You weren't just
No, you're correct. I mean, I had the normal trepidation in my dream. I mean, when the doctor had me put my hand down and said he was going to screw some scissors in my ear, I wasn't happy about that. But then, once he began, the results were promising, good. I was happy about it.
right.
But I was also terrified before he began.
Oh, so that's telling you that you don't want it. You're not listening to something, and you really don't want the cure, even though you know you need it.
Yep, oh,
It's
really?
like getting out of bed in the morning. You know that you have to,
Yeah.
and once you do, it's not so bad. Oh, gotta get up, I gotta go to work, I gotta get into my day. And once you do, it's fine. But it's just that getting motivated to do it. Something's gotta go in your life.
Something's gonna go, huh? Yeah, so I really have wild dreams. And I also have good dreams, like everybody else does. I have flying dreams occasionally. Those are actually my favorite. Just zooming over the treetops and houses, flying as though I were a bird. And that's a very common dream, of course. A lot of people have that one.
Yeah, that's considered number 2. Number 1 is the falling dream. Even newborn infants, they believe, have falling dreams. And then flying is number 2. It's inspiration. It's good stuff. It means sort of transcending ordinary reality. Sometimes that flying dream may come to you when you need to escape from your earthly problems.
Rise above the situation. But flying dreams can also come as a pat on the back from your psyche when you've done a good job or you're feeling really good about yourself. You feel like soaring. Dreams are very punny. So try to find any kind of pun in your dream that might change the meaning.
All right, here's one for you. I'm not going to ask the usual question, so, you're going to be a little challenged by this. What kind of dreams do you think people who die in their sleep have?
Time in their sleep.
That's right.
I was just
A lot of people die in their sleep, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So what kind of dreams do you think they have?
Well, I would bet they have dreams of God and people who they love who have died before them. How people have had near-death experiences. Their loved ones, a lot of times, will come to them and beckon them forward into the light. And I would bet that that's what their dream is. It's very similar to a near-death experience. And then becomes one.
And then becomes...
Yeah. Now, there have been studies done about dreams that point to impending death. And there are cases, there's one case I remember.
Dreams that point to impending death.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a cancer patient, an older parent is in the hospital, and that morning he dreamed of a house plant being transplanted, being dug up and placed in the earth at large. And then that afternoon he died. He tells his son of that dream
Really?
in the morning, and then that afternoon he died. House plant, clock ticking, dreaming of a clock.
Candles being blown out.
Yes, candles being blown
As
out.
in snuffed out?
Yeah, it's very symbolic.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so there are studies where people will report their dreams every day, and then of course they perish later in the day, so then they remember those, they record the dreams that the person had. But as they are dying, I don't know what they might be dreaming because it depends on the physiological conditions
Kind of
going on in the
obvious that
brain.
if you point out we can't ask. All right, hold on, lady.
Yorkville, somewhere in time, on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight's an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999.
This is my Monday, everybody. Good morning. But it's kind of not like a Monday, as in the song, because I love being here.
Coast AM is happy to announce that our website is now optimized for mobile device users, specifically for the iPhone and Android platforms. Now, you'll be able to connect to most of the offerings of the Coast website on your phone in a quick and streamlined fashion. And if you're a Coast insider, you'll have our great subscriber features right on your phone, including the ability to listen to live programs and stream previous shows. No such app is necessary to enjoy our new mobile site. Simply visit coasttocoastam.com on your iPhone or Android browser. Springlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price, just 15 cents a day when you sign up for 1 year. The package includes podcasting, which offers the convenience of having shows downloaded automatically to your computer or MP3 player, and the iPhone app with live and on-demand programs. You'll also get our amazing download library of 3 full years of shows. Just think, as a new subscriber, over 1,000 shows will be available for you to collect, enjoy, and listen to at your leisure. Plus, you'll get streamed and on-demand broadcasts of our Bell, Summer and Time shows, and 2 weekly classes. And as a member, you'll have access to our monthly live chat sessions with George Norrie and special guests. If you're a fan of shows, you won't want to be without Coast Insider. Visit coasttocoastam.com to sign up today. Looking for the truth? You'll find it on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
When you look at what's going on around this planet, it's almost as if someone has got a playbook to try to control all these countries' lives. I've always said that not everything is a conspiracy, but a lot of it is.
You know, when you start looking into things, there's only certain set of conclusions you can reach, and unfortunately, it's one of them. You know, it's very, very hard not to see things like that when you start looking at things in a larger picture.
You're listening to Yorkville, somewhere in time, on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight's an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999.
All right,
realm. You know, we all have a psychic core deep within us. You know, each of us is psychic because the word psychic means the soul. That's sort of our connection to humanity's collective tools, you know, brain power, power, energy, and all that good normal stuff. So,
Well, I've had one cognitive experience, but it was one I was fully conscious of. There was no question about it. It met all of the criteria that you just talked about with regard to a dream. But it didn't occur in a dream. It occurred wide awake.
yeah, that happened. What probably occurred there, you know, when you meditate, when a person meditates, or when a person's on LSD or other substances, the mind will reach the same brain waves, the same brain speed of dreaming. So you just told me you had a vision, a precognitive experience,
Absolutely.
but you were awake. What happened was your brain slowed down to this certain time and wave pattern, and information came in. Sort of, the mind is offline. Your ordinary, chattering, noisy mind is offline. That's when you can access these areas of higher knowledge.
All right. Well, it's been a while since I've bored my audience with this, so let me go ahead and tell it to you. You can tell me what you think, since one of you has a degree in parapsychology. I lived in Santa Barbara, California, very pretty area, and I was working for a radio station, or KDB in Santa Barbara, and I was doing a midday show, and I came home in the evening, early evening. I lived in a garden-style apartment, you know, the type where you have the large sliding glass doors that you can open to the outside to a little, you know, porch-like area you can look out on the street. It was the case in my case. And so I came home, the curtains were drawn. I sat down to watch the evening news and began watching a nightly duty for me in my business. And, you know, you have to watch the news.
Right.
Well, a few minutes into the news, this incredible wave came washing over me. I can only describe it as 30-foot ocean waves. These waves were washing over me, telling me, hey, somebody is going to hit your car. Somebody's going to hit your car. Well, my car was parked outside because I had something stolen from it previously. So I parked it right outside my window so I could look at it if I wanted to. And that had occurred months earlier. Well, I didn't make the regular practice to look out there, but I had it parked right outside my window with a little walkway down to the road, and it was right there parked on the street. It was allowed. Now, I thought, this is annoying, and so I went over and I parted the curtains, and I looked out the window, and there was my car, just fine, nothing wrong with it. And I thought, stupid, stupid, stupid. And so I went back and I sat down and watched the news some more. In about 1 minute, the waves came back. I mean, just stronger and stronger and stronger, until I finally uttered something I can't repeat here on the air. And I got annoyed, and I stood up, and I walked over, and I opened the curtains, and slid the car back, and just stood there, and watched my car to satisfy this insane pounding of something's going to happen, something's going to happen. And as I was standing there watching my car, which was fine, a fellow went down the walkway from the apartments where I lived, and I watched him. He walked down the walkway, and he walked in front of my car and behind his car, went around, opened the driver's side, got in, started his engine, put it in reverse, and hit my car. Well, yeah, wow was right. I sank to my knees.
You're a believer then.
Oh, it absolutely freaked me out. I sank to my knees, and I was in shock for a second. And then I got up, and I yelled out the now open door. I said, I saw that.
Sure did.
And he said, I'm stopping. And it was no big deal. It was some damage to my bumper. But there's also no question about what happened to me. Precognitive, mandated. I mean, it wouldn't leave me alone.
Certainly did.
The only time in my life that's ever happened, I don't know how to turn it on. I couldn't bring it back if I had to, and I wouldn't know how to turn it off.
You don't need to have another dream like that because you got the message. It was showing you what your psychic mind
we could, and maybe we should, because look, this was an event that had not yet occurred. It was in the future. Now, how could I possibly know an event in the future unless the nature of time is not quite what we think it to be?
Oh, that I not what we think it to be. Well, we invented it in order to exist. We had to measure our lives, our existence somehow. So we see it as linear because we're in this plane and our bodies are very limited.
That's right.
We had to do that to cope. So this is something I don't know that we'll ever understand while on this earth. But these things definitely happen.
What I find fascinating about the precognitive experience is that while watching television, the TV really does hypnotize us. And that may be what slows your brainwaves, allows you receptive to this higher information. Suddenly you were able to interface with your psychic self there.
I was going to ask you if perhaps you had the dishwasher on because that monotonous rolling sound can put you in that hypnotic state.
No, I don't watch dishes.
Oh.
No, I was simply watching the evening news. I think it might have been NBC's evening news. That's
And
what it
you
was.
were sort of vegging out.
But what I'm telling you is that this was no minor message. This was so overwhelming, so washing over me in such ways.
Yeah, I like how you use the term wave.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. It's stronger and stronger, and the more I ignored it, the stronger it got. I actually cursed a couple of times. In fact, both times when I got up.
You were really fighting it.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of things in your life that you're fighting there, sir. Some inner conflict, yes.
Who? What? Who, me? What?
Relax and open up.
Huh? I'm not a relaxed person. I am a type A personality all the way.
You're the type of person, though, that does listen up when you get the message. You're not going to be hit with recurring dreams or recurring nightmares, maybe recurring themes if there's something you're avoiding. But it strikes me as you got the message there that there is a paranormal realm, and look at what you do in your career now. You explore the paranormal. So we're sort of getting you started.
Well,
Rest of you down.
no, and here's another thing. Since I have been doing this program, Exploring the Paranormal, I can tell you without any question, many, many more things in the realm of the paranormal have happened to me. Now, what does that tell me?
You are more open and receptive to it because it's part of your daily consciousness.
And your boundaries are thin. What Ernst Hartman, the great nightmare researcher, calls thin boundaries. Some people are born with them. They're also the same people that tend toward mental illness. So fear not. Many normal people have a propensity for nightmares and have thin boundaries, and you're not going to become schizophrenic.
Well, look, I think the American Psychiatric Association says that 1 in 4 people in this country, and or in the world maybe, suffer mental illness. You aware of that?
Yes, and what do they term illness? Mental illness may be a state that's preferred.
That's
In
right.
ancient scriptures, we also hear that out of the mouth of the fool is the one with the wisdom. So,
Yeah, well, I hadn't thought of it that way, but it may well be that the 1 in 4 are comforted by thinking of it that way.
yeah.
I don't know. Mental illness, well, I don't know how they define it, frankly. Something aside from the norm, which is what they established, I have no idea.
Yeah, we've always persona perfectly used psychiatry. That's why I left mainstream psychology because it's so shallow.
Oh, you were in it?
Yes, I was studying mainstream psychology, and then I got into Jungian dream analysis,
began to think of other things as well. So,
In your 30s, you were the normal, standard sexual male. In your 30s is when it began to taper off. The average male thinks about sex once every 4.5 minutes. So you just described yourself beautifully as very healthy.
and then, wait a minute, just so that we know, the average American woman thinks about it how frequently?
Oh, there have been studies and they can't seem to pin it down. Once a day, maybe twice.
What?
Yeah, isn't that something? Some women go days without thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Some...
You know about males. And then about your pregnancy. Remember, your hormones are cycling much more frequently than ours too. Ours have to cycle very slowly because of the whole human reproduction thing. So isn't it neat that men are constantly recycling that, whereas women were slower? We're based on the moon, you guys are based on the sun. You watch the sun is constantly changing. Don't get me started on this.
No, this is important, and I think it's interesting as well. And I had no idea that women thought of sex that infrequently.
Oh, yeah. Some women. Are you going to confess? I will leave it at that. Come on, Joe.
But forget you two individuals. We'll know where with that.
Okay.
You two are saying that as a general rule, that's the case. Once or twice a day for most average women,
Oh, yes, according to studies.
and men every 4.5 minutes.
Yes, once every 4.5 minutes. That's the average. That means there are some guys every 2 minutes,
You know,
some guys every 8.
and maybe sometimes all the time.
Yes. It's their driving factor, the driving force in their life, that testosterone.
Is that then reflected in their dreams?
Oh, yes. Whatever's happening around you in your waking life is going to come around when you're sleeping.
Boy, that's really, really interesting. Dreams are interesting. All right, well, what I really wanted to do, of course, was to bring on the callers and allow them to ask me some questions, because obviously they have dreams, and we've talked enough about my dreams. So I want to talk a little bit about their dreams. So if you're up for it in this next hour, we'll open the line and let them ask questions.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, done deal then. Stay right there. We'll open the lines coming up this next hour. Men, 4.5 minutes. Women, maybe once or twice a day. How disappointing.
You're listening to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring a replay of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999. Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring a replay of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999.
So, guys think about sex on average once every 4.5 minutes. Women, on the other hand, according to my guests, only think about it maybe once on average or twice a day. When you consider it, this really explains a lot that goes on in society. Oh, this is a shower. One of those is enough.
Streamlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price. The package includes podcasting, which automatically downloads shows for you, and the iPhone app. You'll also get our amazing download library of 3 full years of shows. That's over 1,000 shows for you to collect and enjoy. If you're a fan of Coast, you won't want to be without Coast Insider. Visit coasttocoastam.com to sign up. Looking for the truth? You'll find it on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
When you look at what's going on around this planet, it's almost as if someone has got a playbook to try to control all these countries all of a sudden. I've always said that not everything is a conspiracy, but a lot of it is.
You know, when you start looking into things, there's only certain set of conclusions you can reach, and unfortunately, this is one of them. You know, it's very, very hard not to see things like that when you start looking at things in a larger picture.
Now we take you back to the night of October 5th, 1999. On our bell, Somewhere in Time.
Oh, that heated sound again. I can't handle much more of that. If they make me keep playing that, I'm going to play a different sound. It's going to be so horrible that they'll supply me finally with a silent sound that nobody has to hear. Which, by the way, technically is feasible. Suppose I were to use something like this. Every time I come and go from a commercial set, in the Bigfoot screen, bet they'd give me a silent switch pretty quick there, huh? All right, well, anyway, here are my 2 guests back again. Dr. Tanya Romanoff and Lori Flynn Willenberg. They are both interpreters of dreams, and actually would also take questions, I presume, generally on parapsychology, metaphysics, and world religion. Right? Is that correct? Religion. Well, I'm reading from your paper.
Oh, that's my fault.
I see.
I took out the S, I'm sorry.
Well, that's quite all right. I just read it as I get it. All right, ladies, we're going to go to the phones this hour and see what you can pull out of the hat with some of those poor people.
Okay, I'd like to mention real quick that they can get on our website, thedreamzone.com, and they can submit their dream as well as find out all kinds of more interesting dream tidbits and facts like we were discussing earlier. So get on there and explore. It's a lot of fun.
I have had other dream analysts on, and we have always discussed a dream, a sort of a national dream bank. And had you considered anything like that, ladies? In other words, the internet provides us this wonderful opportunity to gather incredible numbers and collate things. And, for example, we could find out if people are having mass dreams of the future or something really significant. If 100,000 or 200,000 people dreamed the exact same thing one night, I'd want to think real hard about that, wouldn't you?
There are unrealistic that do that. Yeah, I was actually in a dream group where some of them were doing that. They would pick a place, say Paris, I'll meet you there tonight by the Eiffel Tower. And for some of them it was working. Of course, it would take several nights to, program their computers in their mind to get to that point. But someone would dream of being at the Eiffel Tower, and something that would stick out is that they would see a red Corvette. And then the next day they would
Now that's interesting, but I'd be a lot more interested if two people saw the same red Corvette.
Actually, yes. But someone else might see a red hair. But there was always one significant thing that would make them all believe that they all were there and saw each other in some form, because you know how dreams like weird symbols and images.
Do you believe
Quite
that?
literal.
Well, do you believe that actual out-of-body experiences are possible?
Well, Costa's pretty good at answering that kind of question.
He's asking, what do you believe? I've never had an out-of-body experience. I think I may have had a small one. I have a hard time dealing with the whole silver cord thing, that you're still attached by the silver cord. You can float up to the moon and then come back. But I don't have a hard time with the one in an operating room in a hospital situation, in any kind of anxiety or stress, that you're above your body, you're floating in the room above, and you're observing events. That's okay, but some of the other stuff, I get a little skeptical. It's just like reincarnation, you know? All these past life memories and past life recall. Many people try to use dream research to prove that past lives exist.
And by the tone of your voice, I take it you think that reincarnation is baloney.
Well, I have a hard time with it. That's one of the things I personally grapple with.
Do you have a hard time with the concept of God, of the Bible, and the devil too?
Definitely.
Definitely, really.
Those are issues that so much time and so many men and women have written about and theorized about that it's bound to color with human error. We gotta discover these things for ourselves.
Do you think that the soul survives physical death?
I think so. I believe that the soul does. Some part of it must be permanent and lasting. Maybe we go all into a collective pool of souls, and then that's recycled. I believe in recycling. The recycling of souls. And some folks don't even believe in the existence of the soul. We're just a mind. The mind is the brain is the mind is the soul. That's all we are.
You know, I don't deny anything.
Yeah, well, she believes in visitations, and I do too. It's just I'm a little more skeptical.
Well, that's good.
Have you had an out-of-body experience once?
I'm not Larry, right? Oh, did you say Lori?
Sorry, yeah.
Lori, okay.
Sorry. I know you're not Lori. I'm going to look at yourself. What about you, Art? Have you had out-of-body experiences?
Yeah,
One. Yeah, I had half of one.
one really serious, fast one, and it's funny. You should mention Paris, because I was staying at a hotel on vacation, exactly 2 blocks from the Eiffel Tower, and it happened without any warning, any of this paralyzed feeling that most people have and report and all the rest of that. In 1 second flat, in an instant, faster than you could measure, I was up above Paris for just a split second in this total ecstasy, and I knew damn well it was no dream. I've had dreams all my life. No dream, folks, guarantee you. And then, poof, I was so shocked and pleasantly surprised that I went smacking right back into my body, and it was that fast. It was just an utter complete shock. So that was my one.
Yeah, that's similar to the half of one that I had.
You went just
I
got
know
halfway
it's
there.
half of one because it was like that. It was just a flash, and I was above a city. Not so much my own self lying in a bed. No silver cords that I had to worry about.
I didn't have a silver cord either.
Yeah.
Nor did I have any control over any of it. It just happened. And I talked to somebody about this who was an expert in OBEs, and they said this scares to a lot of people. Completely undid, and a lot of other people have warnings. Look, I want to go to the phones, so let's do that. The first time calling line, you're on the air with Tanya and Lori.
Hi, my name's Charles. I'm from Memphis.
Hi, Charles.
Hi. I am interested in one of your guests. She's an artist. I'm also an artist. I paint wildlife, and I have a recurring dream of a tiger that I would like you to interpret for me because I've had this several times. It's a larger-than-life tiger, like from the Pleistocene or something, great, powerful beast, and it kills a lot of people in my dreams, but it only comes at me and it like bats at me with its paw and it won't ever hurt me.
But it kills a whole bunch of other
It
people.
kills other people.
All right, girls.
No, it could represent, it is a part of you, it might represent your anger. You might have this thing whenever you lash out at someone.
Do you own an assault rifle, sir?
No.
Semi-automatic weapon of any sort?
No, not at all.
Whenever we see death, blood, guts in a dream, it's probably talking about something in your life that's no longer needed, but still could be valuable to you, and maybe you're failing to nurture it. Instead of nurturing it, you're killing it off. Because again, the tiger is your energy. That's maybe some suppressed power you have that you're avoiding. And of course, the tiger is a cruel animal. Big cats are very cruel. They play with their prey. So it may be telling you, in the end, only kindness matters, as the song says.
It comes to me and it just sort of, and I'm kind of afraid of it, and I'm sort of paralyzing, and it comes up and it bats at me, and it won't hurt me.
You know, another thing a tiger can mean is someone else's anger. If there's someone angry with you and you are afraid of their anger, you're having to deal with, especially may come to you when you are afraid of someone being pissed at you. It's a powerful force.
Or they're a part of you you're somewhat afraid of.
Yeah.
Or some part of your personality that's wild, untamed.
Well, I'm trying to develop my business right now, and
If we were to go to your neighbors right now, sir, and we were to inquire about you of your neighbors, would they say, he's a really nice guy, he's generally quiet, sticks to himself? Would they say that?
not necessarily. I'm
Just checking.
nothing like that. It's just a big, powerful animal, and I often have dreams like that of different kinds of animals where they come up to me and they're really big and powerful. Like even like a gorilla, I've had a dream where several times where a big, powerful gorilla was, right at me. It wouldn't hurt me, but I could feel like it was kind of, it could.
So you're describing yourself as a big, powerful, a magnificent animal. That's you. You have that within you, and it's time to get your attention. So see, I won't hurt you. Even though I have the ability to hurt other things, you I will not hurt. In other words, you could choose in your business to climb all over everyone and not care who or what gets hurt, but you don't.
You know what? Strong is your name, right?
Yeah.
So if you can paint this tiger,
I am. I'm painting it right now.
good. Own it, name it, give it a name. And then it will come to you in your dreams and give you a message in some way.
It's your dearest guide.
It's your own personal symbol.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, we got a column in the Mrs. Flyer.
Okay.
Check it out.
Check it out.
All right. Now, you ladies have columns where?
Oh, okay. We have quite a few around the country. I'll mention a few.
All right.
In the Buffalo, New York area, you can find us in the Art Voice. In Greenville, South Carolina, you can find us in Creative Floating. In Memphis, you can find us in the Memphis Flyer. In Clarksville, Tennessee, you can find us in Alice City. Chattanooga, you can find us in MC. And there is a New Age magazine called Sedona, Journal of Emergence, which I read. Those find in the local New Age school all over the country. So we're in that as well.
All right. So you're in a lot of publications around here.
And you can always find the column on the website, though, if you can. It's one of those newspapers. We're in a lot of alternative newspapers. You don't like the mainstream press, so you can find us on the net. www.thedreamzone.com. Don't forget your gum.
You see publishers out there looking for something new and interesting to paper.
All right. Here comes another one. East of the Rockies, you are on the air with Dr. Satya and Roy Goldberg.
Hi, Eric.
Where are you, sir?
I'm listening to you on CJBK in London, Ontario.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say I just got tuned on to your show in the last couple of months by a friend of mine. And since then, you keep me up for as long as I can stay awake every single night, much to my employer's demise.
Your employer is going to demise instead of you if you don't get to work.
I've been getting to work. I'm just tired sometimes. But when I do sleep, I've been having this dream. And I've been having it for a few years now. It happens from time to time. I have this dream that I'm a bird. And yes, I'm flying, but it's not me flying. I am a bird. All right? So I'm flying around above.
I mean, are you a bird in every way?
Yeah.
Do you eat
I
worms?
can look down at my feathers.
No.
On my wing.
Oh, so you have feathers. Do you eat worms?
I eat mice.
You eat mice?
Really? He's a raptor bird.
Oh my. Yeah, a raptor.
Carnivore.
This is serious, sir.
The thing is that every now and then, like, it'll happen that I'm flying, and then suddenly the realization will kick in that I'm not a bird, I'm a person. And I start falling towards the canopy. And then I realize again, wait a minute, I'm not in the jungle, I'm in bed. And at this point I usually wake up.
I think it's to bring you down to earth. You may be flying high in some area of your life with some attitude, and also in a powerful, possibly an aggressive way, because you are a carnivore, and you have that realization, wait, I'm merely human, I can't fly, you must bring me back down to earth. What do you think, Tasha?
Well, whenever we're flying and then we start to plunge to lose altitude, it can mean a fear of exploring higher dimensions, breaking out of limits. That there are some limitations in your life, and you want to break out, but you're afraid. Something's holding you back.
Yeah, but this guy's a predator.
Yeah. And birds symbolize spiritual freedom and freedom from material ties. And a predatory bird, we're all like meat, okay? What has to die? Eat all of us.
Sometimes it sucks.
That's because he's a raptor and he's drinking the blood of small rodents. Doesn't mean any different from the rest of us.
Oh yeah? I've never had a dream like that.
Eating worms. Yeah, you were worried whether he was eating those worms or not.
Well, I wondered how much of a bird he was, and so I asked, and we got more of an answer than I frankly expected.
Let's see, you guys are also talking about precognitive dreams.
That's right.
I'll just mention this one and get off your line.
All right.
My grandfather, I had a conversation in a dream with my grandfather. The very night he died.
Wow.
Found out the next day.
Okay, well, I've heard a lot of stuff like that.
Actually said goodbye to me and apologized to me for not recognizing me. I was just young and he had Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's
It
remarkable.
kind of upset me when I didn't
Yeah, you should record that one. Write that one down.
All right, sir, I've got a quick break here, and when we get back, we'll ask more about sex dreams. Because apparently we do have a lot of those, you know. I'm Art Bell, and this is Coast to Coast AM. Stay right where you are.
You're listening to Art Bell, somewhere in time, on Computer Radio Networks. Tonight, an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from October 5th, 1999. 5th, 1999.
Good morning, everybody. I am Marcel, and I have two interpreters of dreams. One is a PhD in the subject, Dr. Katya Romanoff, and the other is Lori Quinn Molenberg. And together they are sort of interpreting dreams. And so far, actually, we've had pretty darn interesting ones. So brace yourself. Here it comes.
Streamlink, the audio subscription service of Coast to Coast AM, has a new name, Coast Insider. You'll still get all the same great features for the same low price. Just 15 cents a day when you sign up for 1 year. The package includes podcasting, which offers the convenience of having shows downloaded automatically to your computer or MP3 player, and the iPhone app with live and on-demand programs. You'll also get our amazing download library of 3 full years of shows. Just think, as a new subscriber, over 1,000 shows will be available for you to collect, enjoy, and listen to at your leisure. Plus, you'll get streamed and on-demand broadcasts of Art Bell's Summer in Time show and 2 weekly classics. And as a member, you'll have access to
Hey, what's going on?
George Norrie and special guests.
It's working. What you doing?
You won't
What
want to
you
be
doing?
without Coast
This is what I do. I watch you. This is what I'm gonna be doing. Hold on. I'm doing a live stream. This is a live stream right here. So I've been running for about an hour. So there's nobody watching it right now. Hold on. That's enough.
Doing this radio program. Half of the subjects I was
But I'll show you what I do too. I was telling you the other day. Let me end this. Well, this is called a stream, okay?